Okay, folks, two rants. First one has to do with the Blacklist has decided that they are no longer going to have their lead characters using assault weapons or AR-15 style weapons. That's not what I have an issue with. What I have an issue is this idea that we keep bringing to the table this argument that the media is to blame for the gun violence in this country. Folks, this isn't an opinion issue. This is a factual issue that can be solved with less than a 5-minute Google search. There is no media that we have access to in this country that other nations don't have access to. And in a lot of ways, they have more access because we actually do put more restraints and restrictions on what access people have to certain media. So when I hear people talk about video games and I hear people talk about television shows and movies, I'm going to be honest with you, it makes my head want to explode because there is nothing more special that we have access to that other countries don't. It's just that simple. It is a lame duck argument. Wherever you land on the issue of gun control, can we just please take that off the table? Really, essentially, you want to concern yourself about media, that's where parenting and issues like that come in. But the idea of that, the fact that we have like 3 or 4 guns per every person in this country, and the fact that our gun numbers are obscenely through the roof compared to other countries, that's how we kind of have to start looking at this, folks. It's not video games. It's not, Halo isn't causing what happened in Florida. What's causing happen in Florida is that people can go into gun shows and walk out with a gun with just a smile and a wink and a handshake from one white guy to another. Let's be honest. So let's take media off the table and have a really stark, honest conversation about this. Second rant has to do with Heathers, which is tied into this, but I'm going to go in a different direction. Heathers is a remake, reboot, I don't know, whatever word you want to use it, from the Paramount Network, from the Christian Slater, Winona Ryder 1988 cult classic film. And essentially, the film dealt with what happens when the popular kids just start getting taken out to try to restructure the social society of high school. This version's a little different. It talks about what happens if those who are in power essentially were the ones that were originally the ones who were bullied. You know, what happens when the bullied become the bullies? You know, that, and I think it's an interesting premise. People are having problems with it. They're saying things like, oh, you're punching down, or it's tasteless, or it's not right, or it's going to encourage bullying, or anything else. I love the concept of shows that look exactly at what power can do. Because let's be honest, history has shown power changes people. I'm not so cynical that I'm willing to go, well, power corrupts, and power corrupts absolutely, but power changes people. And sadly, more often than not, it doesn't always change them in the best ways. I think this is an interesting examination. It depends on how they go with it. And it's, again, I just have this issue of people writing off series because I don't like the concept, so this shouldn't exist, and this sucks, and this is horrible. And we see it on both sides. I've said this before, and I know it pisses people off, and I don't care. I don't want a mom in the Midwest to whatever sense of morality or Jesus she prays to telling me I shouldn't be watching Preacher, any more than I want somebody who's taking whatever their personal issues or problems were and wanting to apply it to what art I get to see and I get to appreciate. I don't want either one. Either one is not good for society. I don't care how noble you think your causes are. And the funny part is, one is always attacking the other, pointing a finger saying, you're crazy, you're a heathen, you're going to bring downfall of society. So, you know, again, let's just lighten up. Let's give stories a chance to play out. Let's get a chance for people to get exposed to uncomfortable shit. I know that's a scary idea, but really, you'd be surprised. Some of the best works of art, some of the best things that we talk about were done by taking chances. We're done in uncomfortable situations. We're done at moments where people are like, you dare put that into public? How dare you? And they dared. And we are better for it. So let's just be better for that, okay? Those are my two rants. Please enjoy the weekly static, which is down below, which is going to be kinder and nicer and gentler, I'm sure. Thank you, guys.